Hi, Science 2 kiddos. This is just a recording of a slideshow I put together to help you with course selection for next year. As you know, you are the first generation to go through this new set of science courses. You took PSI, now Science 2, and so you are headed into the first year of our science semester courses as juniors. So I'll talk to you about your options. I will actually sign you up for your science courses next year, so you need to meet with me individually through Zoom, or we can communicate through email, though face-to-face would be preferable. And I will sign you up for your class. The way I do that is I'll get on Slate, which you've used for advisory before, and here's what I will see. And so these are your options for your junior year, and I'm just going to kind of talk through each of these. So I'll talk about your options, brief descriptions of each course, and then what is best for you. You have a whole lot of resources at your disposal. I strongly encourage you to read through the curriculum guide. I know it's kind of a big digital notebook that you have to flip through. All of the science information is on page 44. And there's course descriptions, there's graduation requirements, there's all kinds of good stuff there. Placement requirements is in a separate document, but you can access that here, and that is up to date. You can use a 4-year planning sheet. It is definitely good to start thinking about what you want to take your senior year, if you want to take a science during your senior year, and then sort of make your plans according to that. You have a lot more information also on your pirate page. And again, you're not new to this. I think some of the best things you can do is to talk to students who have taken these courses, older students, so current seniors. Reach out to them through email or through text or whatever, and also talk to the faculty members who are teaching these courses. And I did my best to list the faculty members as far as I know or remember. I might have some of those wrong. I apologize for that ahead of time, but if I have it wrong, you can usually figure out who to contact. Graduation requirements in science at Stevenson are, now that you have taken PSI, which you have all done, or an equivalent of it, 1 year of Science 2, which you will complete this year, and so all you need is one further year of a lab science. That means there's a lab component. It's not like an online course that you took over the summer or something like that. Please do not consider skipping science your junior year, because that's just going to lock you into then having to pass a science course as a senior. You don't want to be stuck your senior year in a science class that you have to pass in order to graduate. Please sign up for science next year, and then if you're not a science person, you have that out of the way. You don't have to take a science as a senior. You can double up on any other course you want. But I do not recommend delaying until senior year to finish that requirement. Okay, I'm going to talk about the first category, which is what I think most of you are going to sign up for. Most students coming out of Science 2 and Science 2 Honors will sign up for the Science Semester courses. These are essentially single semester electives that used to only be open to seniors. Now they're open to seniors and juniors, and we're offering a wider variety of these courses in biology, chemistry, environmental science, and physics. There are no real prerequisites other than that you have completed PSI and Science 2, so you can get into all of these courses that I'm about to describe. So I'm not entirely sure how they're going to sign you up for individual courses. Right now I would just check this box, and then I assume later on you're going to get an email saying, well, here are the fall offerings, here are the spring offerings, and you'll prioritize them, first choice, second choice, third choice. There's no guarantees that you get your first choice. I'm sure that we will do our best to accommodate everybody, but this is our first time through it, so we'll see how it goes. So again, you'll take one course in the fall, one course in the spring. They don't have to be in the same theme. Like you could take a biology course in the fall and then an environmental science course in the spring, or a chemistry course in the fall and a physics course in the spring. You can mix it up if you want, or stay the same. And they will help prepare you for AP courses. So if you are hoping to take an AP, like AP biology or AP chemistry, it would be good then during your junior year next year to take some biology focused or chemistry focused courses. And if you don't care about APs, then you can just take these next year, and then if you enjoy them, you can take more electives your senior year as well. So again, this is the description from the book. Again, it's a tentative list. We haven't finalized anything yet, though. I mean, I think this list is pretty good for what's being offered. It sort of now depends on what students sign up for in terms of what will be offered. So again, here's another image. These are all of the offerings for those electives. So these are all of your options to choose from. I'm not sure what's going to be offered in the fall or the spring yet. I'm sure that information will come out later, but as you can see, we've got a biology theme, a chemistry theme, an environmental science theme, and a physics theme. So let's talk about biology first. The electives you can take that are biology themed. Dr. Griffiths, I believe, is offering these two courses. One is brains and behavior, which I think is a lot of neuroscience and maybe even some psychology, and then evolutionary biology, where you'll learn all about Darwin and natural selection and so on. I will be offering two courses, biology themed, genetics and disease, where we'll learn about how genetics works, and then genetic disorders, as well as how other diseases impact your genes, and anatomy and physiology of the human body. This will have a lot of dissections in it of things like fetal pigs and other organisms. And again, I'm pretty sure genetics will be offered in the fall and anatomy in the spring. Mr. Zerny, as far as I know, is offering a marine science course. Mr. Provo might help teach this. This is an awesome course, especially given the area that we're in. Strongly encourage this one. You'll go all around Monterey Bay, learn about tide pooling and so on. Mr. Zerny also is going to offer ornithology, which is the study of birds, and also a great course to take in our area. There's some really good birding that can be done around Stevenson. Mr. Yamashita is going to offer his sports medicine, also a great class. He's offered this in the past, so definitely talk to students who have taken this before. You're going to be taping up football players before games, learning about how to handle injuries. It's a really fun course. Dr. Wenzel is offering a variety of chemistry courses. He does a lot of nutrition stuff, so biochemistry of diet, food science and nutrition. These are great courses. You're really going to rethink how you eat after taking these. There's some great books you'll read. And also Introduction to Pharmacology, which is, again, how drugs work. This is very research-based. You'll be assigned sort of a drug that you'll kind of really go into depth about and learn a lot about the kind of biochem and how that works, which is a great course. Mr. McCormick is going to offer a lot of environmental science-based courses, so designing a better way, looking at solving environmental issues and exploring emerging clean technologies like going green, Earth in Crisis, which is again a very relevant course to this day and age, and some of the issues that our Earth is currently facing, and again our changing climate, which again will build on the theme of climate change, which has been a big part of science too, looking at CO2 emissions and solutions to that. Mr. Provo is going to offer his astronomy course. He has offered this in the past. They have telescopes. You'll go out for evening viewings. There's all kinds of really cool stuff you can do here. Mr. Provo is super passionate about this. Mr. Henriksen has taken the usual physics course that would be offered and has now just split that into 2-semester courses. Mechanics and kinematics, I think, will be in the fall, forces and energy in the spring, though I'm not sure. But if you're really feeling passionate about physics, then I encourage you to sign up for these 2 courses, because that's essentially a full-year physics course right there that Mr. Henriksen is going to be teaching. However, I think you could take something different in the fall and still sign up for physics, forces, and energy in the spring with only maybe a minor amount of catching up to do. I think these are meant to be independent of each other, but... and that's it. So again, that was just kind of a quick summary of all of the elective courses being offered, and more information I think will be sent out about those later on. So now let's talk about some of the other options that are available that have a few other conditions. So all 3 of these next ones, app development, pre-engineering, and robotics, they are not lab courses. They don't count towards a lab. And again, this is just something that the UC system requires, so that's why Stevenson has to match it. But that means that if you wanted to take one of these courses during your junior year, you're going to have to double up on your sciences, meaning you'll have to take some other lab-based science, like one of the electives, and this course. I think Mr. Mayer in the tech department teaches this course, and again, you would just need to double up. Pre-engineering is the same situation. If you want to take that, you just have to double up. It's probably good to pair something like this with physics in the physics electives that Mr. Henriksen is offering. Mr. Akhtan teaches this course, and they do a lot of cool stuff. They build chairs out of cardboard. You'll be making boomerangs, all kinds of cool stuff there. Lots of math, but lots of hands-on stuff too, and I think a lot of work in the evenings in the workspace. Robotics is great. Mr. D'Angelo is an awesome teacher. He's very experienced in this realm, has a lot of cool up-to-date tech. I know they're focusing a lot on aquatic robots as well, so getting submersibles sort of in the water, and you might see them actually working on this in the pool. And again, you would need to double up if you wanted to take this during your junior year. What I should say, though, is for all 3 of these courses, if you waited till your senior year to take these, then you wouldn't have to double up, right? If you have the sort of 3 years of lab science already under your belt as a senior, then you can just take these independently during your senior year. No problem. But next year, as juniors, if you wanted to take these, you would have to double up. Okay, now these courses, I know it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to discourage you from signing up for these. These are more advanced courses that are definitely going to have more seniors in them than juniors, and this is, again, more for consideration of kids coming out of Science 2 honors. That being said, I do think that some of you could qualify for these and could succeed and enjoy these courses and take something from them, but it's just going to take some more conversations about potentially signing you up for them. So physics honors is, I believe, taught by Dr. Koenig. It is exactly what it sounds like. It takes a physics course and goes more into depth. It's algebra based. This actually, as far as I understand, used to be an AP course. It was called AP Physics B. They did away with that exam, but they've kept this course and just transitioned it into physics honors. Very math heavy and conceptual, and just sort of a more in-depth exploration of the world of physics. AP Biology, a lot of people are excited about. I know a lot of students, especially juniors, want to dive right into this. But again, I think you'll take a lot more away from an AP Bio course, and you'll enjoy it a lot more if you've taken your junior year to take some more dedicated and focused biology courses within the electives, within the single semester courses. And then that'll prepare you well to then take the AP Bio course. That being said, some of you might qualify. You can talk to Mr. Zerny. You can talk to me about that. This is very sort of fast-paced. Lots of content in this course. AP Chemistry is taught by Dr. Wenzel. Again, you can talk to students who have taken this before. Great course, really intense, very lab heavy, and lots of work to do, coming back to the lab during free periods and things like that too. AP Environmental Science is taught by Mr. McCormick. Again, you're going to be exploring the world's problems, designing a green home, learning about the effects of removal of dams on rivers. It's a very diverse topic. There's lots of math in this as well. And again, something you can talk to Mr. McCormick about if you're interested in taking it, but again, might be a better consideration for your senior year. And then AP Physics C, same story. I believe Mr. Akan teaches this course, very math heavy as well, but he is someone you can talk to if you are interested. Two more things to mention. There is the research project that you can consider as either junior or senior. Again, if you want to do this as a junior, since it's not technically a lab, a course, or doesn't meet your graduation requirement, you would need to double this up with another science. So you'd probably sign up for the elective, the science semester, single semester courses, but also do research project. These are students who often end up going to the science fairs. I believe Dr. Wenzel sort of spearheads this. So if there's something you're passionate about researching that isn't sort of related to any of the courses Stevenson offers, then this might be something good to consider, or again, save till senior year. They also offer Intro to Computer Science, so if you're interested in tech stuff and maybe you're not that good at coding, I think this is a good sort of entry level to that, thinking about computational thinking skills. I think either Mr. Mayer or Mrs. Wenzel teaches this, but again, it doesn't meet graduation requirements, so you would have to pair this with maybe, again, one of the science semester courses. Again, you'd have to be doubled up for that. Okay, I know that was a lot that I threw at you, so I tried to sort of make a little summary. Again, I'm strongly encouraging most of you to consider these courses, the science semester courses. That is our intention, is that most of you will go into those. There's a lot of cool courses being offered there. I do also encourage, and you can get into app development, pre-engineering, and robotics, but just understand that as juniors, you would have to double up a science in order to take those. But if you wait till your senior year, then you can just take those on their own. I discourage you from the physics and honors and AP courses. They're really intense. I think you will enjoy those courses more and take more from them if you've gotten another year of science semester courses that are more focused and prepare you for those courses. That being said, if you're really passionate about it and you're a pretty strong student, you could do well, and we can have conversations about that. And again, these last two also are really interesting, but again, you would just need to double up if you wanted to take those. So in terms of what's next, it's sort of up to you to make your decision and do a little bit of research. Please use the resources that are at your disposal. Talk to students who've taken these courses in the past and the teachers that teach them. I'm also available to give as much advice as I can. And ultimately, you should meet with me so that I can sign you up through Slate. Please contact me with any questions you have. Thank you very much.